Jermall Charlo just got busted for a DUI in Texas, and then subsequently the WBC has stripped him as the middleweight title holder at 160. And it's been 3 years since he's defended his title. Ryan, I just wanted you to reflect on Jermall Charlo, a guy who had so much promise. He's still undefeated at this point, but it seems like his career has been in a downward spiral.
Yeah, I mean that's unfortunate. I remember when Jamal knocked out Julian Williams at 154 back in what 2016. That was the best version of Jamal Charlo we've ever seen. But ever since, as soon as he moved up to middleweight, he started to get more inactive. Less significant fights. He did obviously get elevated to the full world champion after Canelo decided to move up and the franchise belt was created. I the WBC is a joke. I mean, let's just be honest. He didn't defend his belt for years, and then Jamal decides to fight Jose Benavidez Jr. and he kind of dissed the WBC. He's like, "Yeah, I don't even care about this belt," and yet they've been defending him for years to keep him as the champion. He ends up fighting Benavidez at a catch weight, and then he has this DUI. I mean, he should have been stripped well before this happened. So, and now people are saying, "Oh wow, the WBC made the right decision. Good job." I am not giving the WBC credit for getting the decision right years after the fact. I'm not giving Suleiman any credit for that.
I mean, I concur with that. I mean, I agree the WBC is a joke. The way they manipulate the game and how they pick and choose who can stay champion and who's going to have to defend their belt against a mandatory. And I mean, we could go into a deep dive about how there's no morality in boxing, period. But basically, what Jermall Charlo fought Montiel back in summer of 2021. I was at the fight in Houston, and that was supposed to be a showcase fight for him. That fight ended up turning into a nip and tuck fight where Montiel was actually hurting Charlo in the middle rounds and people were stunned. And then I remember after the fight in the post-fight press conference, just seeing Charlo on the podium, and you can tell that Montiel took something out of him. So I reflect on this as after that fight basically was kind of a turning point in Charlo's trajectory. Because, like I said, it was supposed to be a showcase fight. He didn't perform all well. And he got beat up, and I'm sure that took something out of him. Do you see it the same way? I mean, that was a fight that he was supposed to dominate Montiel, and he hasn't been same the since. He hasn't been
Pretty
the same
much.
since. Yeah.
Some fighters are built for that sort of fight, and it doesn't seem like the Charlo, is built for, the war aspect because that fight ended up being a war, and I'm with you on that one. It seems like that he hasn't been the same since, and even if you look back, I mean, Dimitri Bivol is obviously undefeated, but you remember before he fought Joe Smith Jr., he was knocking out everybody. But, even though Joe Smith Jr. only landed 19 punches in the fight, he did hurt Bivol in the 10th round. And ever since, he hasn't really had that, that second gear to go chase a knockout. It seems like he's more comfortable to get the decision. Um, so, those type of moments can change an entire fighter's trajectory, and it might break you, or in Bivol's case, you can adjust. You can adjust the way you fight, and it seems like it's working for Bivol just fine. But Charlo, on the other hand, it seems like he's going down the tubes.
Yeah, man. It's a shame because I mean, he had all the potential in the world. I mean, and he's still an undefeated fighter. But at this point, just kind of seeing his body language, how he carries himself on social, it's just like Jermall Charlo, man, you were supposed to be that guy. And we never saw the Canelo fight, but like it's kind of disappointing from my end. I'm really disappointed in both the Charlos. But anyways, we'll
And
move
now
on to
Jermell, he's now the champion in recess. Ever since that whole thing, I don't know if it was his girlfriend or someone else, but when he punched that girl in the face, and then the audio was leaked and he bragged about it. And ever since that happened, Jermell has been off the face of the earth too. So it seems like both the Charlos are, their next bout is going to be with the district attorney instead of in the ring.